Hello, hello, everyone. How you doing? So we are here, obviously, because Spirit has guided me so, and we're gonna see what comes out. Just a heads up for everybody too. Those of you who follow me on Facebook, I will be live on Facebook on Friday the 13th. We have the solar eclipse hitting on Saturday the 14th. And so I definitely wanted to get some messages out there, guidance out there, personal readings for people who needed them or would like them, moving from the weekend forward. There's 3 different offers going on, 2 of which are about the live. One is for a private session. That's just a special offer. But there is a whole post up on Facebook right now. So if you would like guidance onto how to best deal with the eclipse energy, right? How to move through it in your highest good, you could do that. It's just $13 for the 13th if you want guidance. If you want insight into how the solar eclipse energy is going to unfold for you and why, right? The energy behind why it's happening, and then guidance on how to best move through it. There's a reading for that as well. That's $31. Okay. And then if you want astro transit breakdown between now and the next eclipse cycle in April, if you want me to specifically look at your chart and what is going on in the cosmos between now and April so that you have an idea, astrologically speaking, what the fuck is coming at you, you can do that as well. That's $99. That's a private reading that is privately recorded. You get to keep that. It's not live or anything like that. But you have to have your birthday, birth time, and your birth location if you want to book that message. Okay, I will not do it. I'll send your money back. If you do not have the time you were born, I'm so sorry, but I will only read it if you know what time you were born. All right, and all of the information is in the link there. Let me see. For those of you who are with the live chat, I think I could put it in the comments too. Let me share. Facebook and YouTube rival. So anytime you share a link to YouTube from Facebook, it doesn't come up in the algorithm, and vice versa. Anytime you share a YouTube link to Facebook, it doesn't come up in the algorithm. The algorithm reads YouTube, and because they're competitors, they don't share each other. So I could post it all I want, but unless you legit go onto my Facebook page and see that I shared a YouTube link or vice versa, you'll miss it every time. So let me see here. Put that. All right, so Violet Aurora Myths, which is my other channel here. That is my moderation channel. Let's see. I can't actually leave a comment yet. So it's in the live chat right now. If you want to pop on over and do that, it will be in the actual comments with the timestamps after. All right, I'm going to pull some pineapple charms for those who need the extra discernment. And I will leave all of that information in the comments. For those of you who are not aware of what the fuck this is, this Eternally Grateful giveaway, listen, you have this month and next month to sign up as a Divine Rebel Diamond. All right, it is $5.99 to join the membership. You get all kinds of perks that I've outlined in the description of the videos, okay? You get all kinds of perks for being a Divine Rebel Diamond. However, if you sign up in October, or if you sign up before Thanksgiving, you have a chance to win this awesome box. It is a box of my own design. All right, there's nothing astrology or tarot on the box. So it's just, you know, the angel, the chakras. I've got some sacred geometry on here, because I know some people don't like to publicly blast out that they follow astrology or tarot in public places. I get it. But it is, you know, more energy oriented. And it's packed with all kinds of stuff. and you can use it literally to take to work as a lunchbox. You can use it to keep crystals and sage and what other holistic goodies you have, you know, easily accessible or packable, you know, whatever you want to use the box for. But there's all kinds of stuff in there. And if you sign up as a Divine Rebel Diamond, specifically a Divine Rebel Diamond, you could sign up as a Pineapple Patron, and I will absolutely love you and hold gratitude for you. Shout out to Miss Patty Welch, by the way, who's our newest Pineapple Patron. Thank you. But if you specifically sign up as a Divine Rebel Diamond, that's what enters you into the giveaway. Okay. And for every month that you are signed up, you get your name in the drawing for it. So if you sign up in October, your name will go in. If you're still a member in November, your name will go in again. Okay. And that's how it's working. The drawing will be live for Divine Rebel members only. It'll be alive for the Divine Rebel members only on Thanksgiving Day. All right. And I will ship it to you anywhere in the world, absolutely free. All right. And that is just my way of being eternally grateful for you and supporting me on the channel. All right. Let me put this to the side for now. Let's get into some pineapple charms. For our discernment pleasure. Mr. Pineapple Charming, what are the synchronicities that we need? Spirit rarely has me go back in twice, but all right, we'll do it. Let's see. Let me get my charm board out. We've got an octopus. Now, mind you, these are all synchronicities. They are for you and should make sense to you, okay? If I say anything during the pineapple charm, whatever comes out, that might also be synchronistic for you. All right, take it as it resonates. This is what they're meant for. All right, we have the don't worry, be happy charm. So you may have a thing for bees or be exceptionally stress-free lately, or maybe have been telling yourself that, especially if you've been dealing with a lot of crap, astrologically speaking. Y'all don't even know, okay? I'm dealing with a Jupiter square, a Saturn square. My Mercury, who's conjunct Saturn, is also square Saturn, okay? And I'm dealing with a Pluto opposition to my moon. Let me tell you, if I can thrive in the middle of astrological bullshit, you can too. It is okay. Don't worry. Just be happy. All right. We've also got, just rise to the challenges, you guys. We've also got a basketball. All right. We also have a blue pineapple. It's kind of cool. I don't know if I've ever pulled that before. To be fair, I don't think I've ever pulled the octopus either. We've also got a strawberry frappuccino. That's some Starbucks for you. You're drinking a Starbucks right now. I'm telling you, this message is just calling your name. We've also got compass, cardinal directions, right? We have some binoculars. You may own a pair, have been sightseeing lately, bird watching even. We've also got the conch. Okay. Really, this is such a pretty charm too. The other side is just as pretty. Such a pretty shell. Okay. We have a globe specifically that shows Asia, Africa, and the islands, right, in Australia. So you may be on the other half of the world from me. We also have a dog. Looks like a Scottish Terrier. Okay. And then I got one more charm. I have a micro playing card, and then I got letters and signs. So we also have this little charm right here. That's our love letter. Okay. And then the micro playing card, I've got the 10 of Diamonds, which is the 10 of Pentacles. Okay. It's tarot equivalent. Then signs, I've got one sign out. Out of all of these different beads, only one of them is a sign. And it's Aries. So you may have stronger significant Aries placements. And it was just 11-11 as I said that. All right, so we got Aries. And now we got letters. Now, I will stress with the letters, and I will always repeat it. Okay? I have specific colors for specific reasons for people who need it super specific, but by no means get hung up on the actual colors. Okay, that is just for people who need it that kind of specific. Blue is for boys, pink is for girls. White is for yang or divine masculine dominant energy, regardless of gender. And black is for yin or divine feminine energy, regardless of gender. Okay. So we have a blue O. So you could be dealing with a male or someone who resonates as male, where O is significant. We also have T and N in white. Okay. We have F and Z in black. And then I have D, Q. I can only fit 3 beads on here. And Y, but I've got Y twice. Okay. So D, Q, and Y. And pink. Okay. So let's see. Can definitely make the word dot. So your name might be Dorothy, or you might go by Dottie, or that might be significant. Note might be very specific because we also got the love note, and I've got NOT here, which is just a letter shy. I've also got toy here, so you may have been looking at toys lately. Aries energy, they can be adult toys. I'm just saying, take the synchronicities how they resonate. Spirit will slap you any way it needs to. Let's see. We also have NZ, so that might be New Zealand. And we have ND, that could be North Dakota. TN could be Tennessee. All right. But overall, the letters are O, T, N, D Y Y Q F Z. All right, so you guys can take them as they resonate and make sense to you. All right. Now we can get into the actual message. And Spirit did have me pull out quite a few decks. So it's probably why I made me go back in for extra charms. I will be using my Harrow cards, my Pathfinder Chronicles Harrow cards. They're D&D cards for those of you familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, but they work really, really well doing actual readings. So we've got the Harrow back out. Came out yesterday too. Spirits, there must be so much going on that Spirit would have me guided like this the way it does. I'm also using a deck of my own creation. This is a one-of-a-kind deck. It's all hand-drawn images. I had fun doodling on all of them. So we'll be using that for some different archetype energy. And then I'll be using my energy alignment cards as well. These are in my Etsy shop. The Etsy is linked in the description. All right, so if you want one of these decks, they're super easy. And they have all the different chakra colors and light attributes on one side, and then they have all the shadows on the other. Okay. I love these cards. I do. They were like the most simplest thing, and they were the best thing I made so far. Maybe not. Maybe. I'm biased because I love all my own shit. So I was also guided to the Psychic Tarot of the Heart deck and then the Naked Heart Tarot. Okay, so we'll be doing both decks. Now, the way Spirit guided me to be doing this reading, I'm going to start with one person or one energy. It doesn't have to be a person, but it's one energy. And then I'm going to get into the second one. So I will have them time-stamped. Okay, first and second energy. Spirit hasn't guided me to a guidance deck yet, but if it does, that will be time-stamped as well. All right, so let's see. We're going to start with the Harrow. The Harrow always gives such detailed messages. Anytime I end up doing a reading with the Harrow, it just goes into a lot of detail. So let's see. Energy number 1. Let's see. What is the energy first out? Is that it? Okay. Let's get all of these out, and then I'll read. Clarify the Rakshasa. Clarify the Rakshasa. That's interesting. And what is their energetic alignment? Damn. Okay. The Rakshasa came out with the Crossroad. as well as 3 different shadows. Let me get this so y'all can see these. I think this person might need to get their shit together. Okay. In all fairness. Ooh. Yeah, they need to get their shit together. Okay. The Rakshasa. You are stuck here is the crossroad. Okay. And then we've got spiritually irresponsible, financially irresponsible, and stubbornness is resistant to change. The crossroad is the card that tried to escape. So we're talking denial. We're definitely talking denial. Now, this person does have the potential to achieve their dreams. All right. That is on the top of the deck. But pessimistic and high anxiety get in the way. That is what is on the bottom of the deck. All right. So the Rakshasa. It's an intelligence card. This is a money, school, and literature focus. This person. So let me read for you. The Rakshasa is a lawful evil aligned card. For those of you familiar with D&D and the alignments, it's lawful evil. Okay. The Rakshasa is the card of dominance and mind control. The creature sitting serenely upon the back of the slave indicates an exterior force imposing itself upon another being's mind. On occasion, the slavery is literal, but more often it is mental enslavement to a force or idea. If misaligned, the enslavement can be cast off in the face of new information, which, if this person loses their alignment of lawful evil, they can switch if exposed to new information. Okay. But so long as this person is contracted to their shadow, which is where they're at, they're extremely controlling, mentally manipulative, most likely someone who gaslights and is absolutely using someone else. Okay. This person, like I said, has 3 different shadow cards that popped out. Spiritually irresponsible, financially irresponsible, and they're stubborn and resistant to change. And this is the person at the crossroad. They're stuck. Okay, they're stuck. And they're sitting on the back of someone else, making someone else feel like shit when that someone else is probably doing a hell of a lot. And without them, the Rakshasa wouldn't have anything, right? Or they would be seriously limited in what they could do without this person. You know, while they're sipping and enjoying a tea or enjoying a coffee, you know, someone else is cleaning up or making money or taking care of, you know, certain people or situations, all while they sit back and relax. You know, they're using someone so that they don't have to do it. This is someone who is in severe misalignment. Okay. severe misalignment. Pessimistic, high anxiety, they can achieve their dreams. They don't believe in themselves, though. They believe that other people are capable, and they believe that their strong suit is manipulation. And so that is what they do. They take advantage of people who are probably really just kind and want to see them live a good life, like genuinely good people, right? They probably take advantage of genuinely good people. But they're literally forcing perception on someone else, playing mind games, or it's like psychological warfare. Okay, because if you are a worthy person and someone is making you feel unworthy, or all you want to do is be loved and respected, right, and considered, and so you're bending over backwards to make the Rakshasa energy happy, only for the Rakshasa to not give you the love or the respect or whatever it is that you're seeking, and they're not telling you that they appreciate you, and so you double down and try harder, or they'll tell you like to make dinner, so you make dinner. And dinner is delicious. It's delicious. Everybody else said it's delicious, but they're like, it could use a little salt. And they're not saying thank you, and they're not saying it's delicious. Like, it's all right. It could use some salt, though. And so it makes you wonder, is everybody else just telling me it's good because they don't want to hurt my feelings? Or is the Rakshasa really being honest with me? And I could do better next time. You know what I mean? And it's like this person is using psychological warfare to literally use people, right? Yeah. Yeah, it really does, though. Especially with Chiron and Aries. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. 100%. So that's the Rakshasa. Let's see what's going on with this person. Let's get into the tarot. I'm using the Psychic Tarot of the Heart deck. What is going on? I'm hearing from the perspective of this person in their world. So Spirit's going to give me some insight, right? Guided me to the question. What is going on from the perspective of the Rakshasa in their world right now? What is going on? Insight into the mind of the manipulator, right? Let's see what is going on. Yeah, you know what? Especially because Aries came out in the charms, the pineapple charms. Mm-hmm. What's going on with this person from their perspective? Oh, they know they're manipulating. The Magician flew out first. Then we've got the Moon card. And then daydreams and decisions. Give me some clarities, please. Yeah, this person manifests dedicated effort. Three, 5, 3, 1, 8, 1. Different synchronicities with 1s and 8s, 6s and 1s, or 3s and 5s might be significant. Heart chakra is on the bottom, so that's the underlying energy or the underlying issue. And the Hanged Man. All right, Piscean energy, the Observe card on top. I feel like the crossroads with this person, they are at what is essentially a checkpoint, right? A spiritual checkpoint where they can decide to continue in the way that they've always been, this Rakshasa manipulative energy, or they could take another path. I think Spirit is giving them an opportunity to decide if this is really if this is really the hill they want to die on, being this person. Because if we're looking at these numbers, 1s, 8s, 6s, 3s, 5s, What really jumped out to me was the eights, because the eighth house is about legacy, right? The first house is about the self. 6 is about service, right? And our overall health, no matter what type of health that is, right? Financial health, spiritual health, which is essentially what we were talking about here, right? And then the third house is the way we communicate, right? It's a Mercury ruled house. It's mental. And then 5, is the fifth house, is pride. It's creation, right? It's Leo's house. It's an egoic house, but it's also a purposeful house. Okay. It's a purpose-filled house. It can also deal with children, right? So we have 2 different houses, legacy and children, that are here, 8 and 5. I feel like this person is at a crossroad for those specific reasons. They have to decide who they are and what legacy they're leaving behind as far as their character, right? A legacy of spiritual health that ripples to people, especially children. Are they going to be responsible for their health and the health of others? Because this person is stubborn and resistant to change, right? In denial about being at a crossroad. They don't even want to acknowledge the fact that spirit is giving them a choice right now. That's how stubborn they are. They know it, though. They know it, sense it. They could tell, especially with Piscean energy and the Hanged Man being here. They're stuck, right? The Hanged Man can be a pause. It could be a stuck energy, and they're stuck here. They know that spirit has them stuck for a reason, because they have to definitively choose if they're going to heal their heart space or not, right? Refusing to see is under that they need to heal. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking stubbornness in this energy. You ain't kidding. You ain't kidding. All right, the healing is going to begin whether they like it or not. It's just going to be, how intense is it? Because when you're stubborn with spirit and you're refusing to see and you're in denial, and spirit needs you to heal, especially if we're talking Aryan energy, right? With Rahu, the North Node. The North Node eats, okay? The North Node eats and has it pass through to the tail end, right? Which is in Libra, it's about harmony, right? So it's eating these things that are, self-oriented or wound-oriented, especially because Chiron's in there, and pulling it out the back end as harmony, and anything that is not in alignment with harmony is going to get wiped out, right? South Node is kind of like a magic eraser for misaligned things. So this person's going to go through the healing whether they like it or not. It's just they're very much in denial right now. They are well aware of the fact that they can manifest people. They can manifest people to do the work for them. Okay. They can even manifest someone to paint the pretty picture for them using a partner, literally. They could use their partner to paint some image of having their spouse or their, long-term partner, or whatever it is that y'all call each other, right? And they don't give 2 fucks about that person. But this person's playing the role. They're doing their best, right? It's like they want to be the best partner ever, and this person could care less. Thanks. Yeah, this person could care less. So then we have the Moon card, which is confront. And it comes out with the 6 of Wands, which does look like a 6 of Swords in this deck, I'm well aware. And the Tower, right? So we have the confront card, which is literally the mind, right? The masculine energy within the self, the mind facing the childhood shadows, right? Having to peer into the subconscious of the self and see the buried shadows there. They're absolutely afraid. They're afraid that if they go after success and fail, it's going to fall apart, which is why they let somebody else build it. They're afraid they can't do it. This is a fear of success because of a fear of failure. And so they don't do anything. They play games and let other people do it. They just know they're good at manipulation. That they don't fail at. And if for whatever reason, the manipulated person decides they're not going to let the Rakshasa just sit on them anymore, they'll just manipulate someone else, right? Isn't it though? How do you pronounce your name? Ansian? I like it. But yeah, it does kind of remind you of the eclipse, doesn't it? Told you these energies are fucking wild. And I know spirits have me going live for a reason, right? Next we get the 7 of Cups, which is daydreams and decisions. And it comes out clarified by reach out, the throat chakra, and take the lead. Okay. They're thinking about it, daydreaming about it. Their heart space, right, the feminine energy, wants them to reach out, wants them to speak up and take the lead on something. But this person doesn't know how to take the lead, right? This is why they manifest other people to do the work for them. They don't know how to take the lead and do the work. This person's busy manipulating. I think they're afraid that if they actually communicate, they might need to step up and actually do something. You know, like they might actually need to step up and be a legit partner, as opposed to a puppeteer with someone who is relationship minded and just very ignorant to the fact that they're getting played, right? Ignorant to the fact that they're getting manipulated. This person would rather deal with weak energy or lower energy, easily manipulated energy who doesn't know their own worth yet. They would rather play small than actually elevate and step up and be a better person. You know, they've gotten very, very comfortable in their shadow. Their shadow works for them. They don't care who they hurt, as long as they have all of their needs met and they could sit back and not be afraid of failing. Because if they put it all on someone else and someone else can't do it and things are struggling or things aren't working out, they can say to that person, you're not doing good enough. You need to do better. And that other person be like, oh, I'll do my best. You know what I mean? And they'll try harder. They're putting all the responsibility on someone else. If they reach out to whoever they're being guided to reach out to, that requires them to step up and actually take charge in something, right? See, love is not a business transaction, but wounding is, and it disguises itself as love all the time. Love is actually very reciprocal. And it's not because we have to, right? That's conditional. That's conditional. I like the mix. Ancient and synth. Very cool. Yeah. So I feel like with this energy, not only is this transactional, right? Not only is this a business, right? Using relationship as a business, but you have someone who is very much like the CEO and they're just delegating it out, right? And they're just delegating it out. Because this is not love, right? This person, the Rakshasa, doesn't actually love. They'll manipulate said person that they're dealing with to think it is, but it's not though. You know, now the person who is doing all that they're doing might genuinely love the Rakshasa, but their wounds would have them drawn to this person in order to heal. You know, once this person is in a healed state or an elevated state, they would never even be drawn or attracted to someone like the Rakshasa. You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't find that attractive, you know. They would be more inclined to find someone who is stronger, higher energy, that is reciprocal, right? Their wounds of unworthiness or fear of abandonment could keep them locked into the Rakshasa, you know, because anytime we deal with relationship dynamics, whoever is in the relationship dynamic with them is in their mirror for a reason. You know, if you think about it, and people can get pissed all they want. I'm more interested about your healings than your feelings, right? The Rakshasa is the quote unquote villain, right? That's how you would initially perceive the Rakshasa. Someone who is wounded, someone who takes advantage of other people, someone who manipulates them and uses them and abuses them, right? Psychologically, financially, spiritually speaking. But the person on the other end is literally trying to draw love from a stone. They're trying to draw life from a stone. If I do this and I do this and I do this and I do this, and I do this, then you are supposed to love me. You are supposed to respect me. You are supposed to tell me that you're grateful for me. You're supposed to tell me that I'm good enough. So is the other person not also trying to manipulate the Rakshasa into appreciation, into gratitude, into respect? I'm doing all these things, so you have to respect me. I'm doing all these things, so you're supposed to love me, right? They're just as equally trying to manipulate the Rakshasa in a completely different way. It's just the Rakshasa is a step ahead, right? They're not emotionally involved. But there's something that they're getting from each other, right? There's something that they're getting from each other. The person dealing with the Rakshasa might not feel like they have a purpose, which the Rakshasa feels like they have no purpose, right? That's why they're manipulating people. They don't know what their purpose is. So they're just manipulating people and using people to get by in life or whatever, put on some kind of delusion, fantasy to other people. But if you think about the mirror and why they attracted their quote unquote slave, it's because the slave also feels without purpose. And so they've made the Rakshasa their purpose. And without the Rakshasa, despite all of the abuse and neglect in the energy, if they didn't have the Rakshasa as their purpose, then what purpose would they have? They need the Rakshasa. They would be so upset if the Rakshasa told them they weren't good enough and replaced them. There's a reason why the Rakshasa can just easily find somebody else to manipulate, and it's because people are in low vibration and aren't paying attention to their own energy, and they're trying to heal something outside of themselves instead of healing themselves. It's a big problem. Yeah, it's a big problem. Mm-hmm. Is that what I'm explaining also? Like a big gap between earth and air energies. Well, there is a big gap between them, to be fair. It's the feminine gap, for that matter. They don't know how to really relate. It's almost, I'll put it this way, the air and earth energy. Because earth typically gets along really well with water signs, and fire tends to get along really well with air signs. It's very beautiful when earth and air can work things out, or when fire and water can work things out, or, you know, earth and fire, which typically doesn't, or air and water, which typically doesn't. But there's something about the earth and air dynamics actually in astrology that, yeah, it's like battered wife syndrome. Exactly. There's something about earth and air dynamics. The earth can be aerated, literally. Like you can get your soil aerated, right? You can get an aeration service or do aeration on your soil. It loosens the soil, which is easier for seeds to grow in. Okay. So there has to be some kind of logic and reason in the reality in order for things to grow and manifest. The air doesn't actually benefit from the earth directly, though. It does benefit, however, from the manifestation. Okay, because whatever grows, plants breathe air. They clean the air, right? So the air benefits from the manifestation that it gets for aerating the earth, right? The earth is this vehicle for growth. And the beauty of, the manifestation is when the manifestation is all said and done, it does return to the earth, right? And brings nutrition back to the earth. And so there is a very beautiful kind of magic that can form when you get the masculine and feminine energy of earth and air together. But they don't necessarily benefit each other directly all the time, right? Air even helps the manifestation that's over decay, right? In order to get back into the earth. So, yeah, it's patience. It's a patience game. It's a patience game. Neither one of them can do jack shit without water or sunlight, so fire and water are also required, but there's definitely these cycles. So that's energy number one. That's the Rakshasa. Okay, so that you understand the dynamics evolving around that kind of energy. Okay. Now we're going to get into the second person. Let me put this deck back because I was actually guided to the Naked Heart Tarot for the second person. Okay. Spirit, please. What is the energy? You're very welcome. That's why Spirit guides me to this stuff. And I love it. I love doing whatever Spirit has me to do. Even if it's like right after working since 4 o'clock in the morning or at 4 o'clock in the morning or, right before I go to sleep. And I'm in bed and Spirit's like, no, you got to get up. Someone needs you right now. And I'm just like, all right. Yeah. I'm glad you caught it. Yeah, I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. I was at work way early, my day job. All right. Energy number 2. What is going on with energy number 2? Okay. We got the beating in reverse. All right. So this in the Harrow book would be red, but also with the misaligned energy because it is reversed, right? So let me. That's the beating. Okay. Which in the upright looks like that. Okay. Let's get the rest of the cards out real quick. Spirit, clarify the energy, please. The fish. And to be fair, it flipped up. There was one card where I started and then forgot. So I wrote the scales on the back, and that's what flipped itself up. But it's the fish. Okay. So we'll see about this one because there's definitely some kind of balancing going on. The intention of the scales was to draw the Libran scales, the scales of justice, right? The nightingale's on top. How interesting. It's the The nightingale is the bird that sings right before the dawn. That's how you know the dawn is coming, because the nightingale sings. All right, Spirit, where is the energetic alignment of this person? Okay. Bottom of the deck is detached and aloof, but they got real diamond on top. Okay. This person's genuine. They're a real diamond. Or at least they have the potential to be. Okay. They're just very detached and aloof, and they don't see what's going on. Okay. Now, let me get you the exact. We've got spiritually irresponsible, and it came out in the reverse, which means they're working on correcting their mistakes. Okay. And this is a heart chakra card. It is pink. So it's definitely working on healing their dynamic shifts with other people. They are definitely spiritually irresponsible. But they're working on correcting that. Okay. Then we also got positive self-talk. So even if the Rakshasa is putting this person down, this person is having positive self-talk to counter the words they're getting, okay, from the Rakshasa. This person, if they're being told that they're this or that and it's negative, in their own conversations with themselves, they're like, you know where your heart is, you know you're a good person. Like they're having positive self-talk. Okay. And then we also got clairsentient. And this is the ability to perceive emotional or psychic energy that is imperceptible to the five senses. So this is a clear sixth sense, right? It's sensing it and not necessarily having anything to back it, but sensing. Okay. And it's what is essentially empathy. Okay, in layman's terms, you can describe clairsentience as empathy. You're understanding spiritual and intuitive messages via feelings, right? You're picking up on the feelings of things. You might not realize that you feeling incapable or not good enough is actually a reflection of the energy of the Rakshasa, right? That the Rakshasa doesn't feel good enough, right? That the Rakshasa doesn't feel worthy, but you're feeling it and thinking it's your own energy when it's not your own energy. You're feeling the Rakshasa's energy, and you don't understand your own clairsentient ability. Okay. You're perceiving something that is not typically perceived. Okay. Or it's not perceivable in the 3D. And with the fish here, I wouldn't be surprised if you got some heavy water in your chart. All right. Now, the beating. It's a strength card. So this person obviously has some serious strength to them. They've been taking a beating. All right. So the opposite, it's a neutral evil card when it's aligned correctly. In misalignment, it is a neutral good card. Okay. The beating in its upright position signifies coming under attack from all sides, but it can also indicate the dissolution of the self mentally. Whether the strength is of the flesh or of the mind, it dissolves under the relentless attack. Misaligned in reverse, this card suggests that during the assault, undiscovered strength is found. So this real diamond, right? This real diamond person who has been dealing with the Rakshasa is taking a beating literally, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, potentially financially, right? They might be working themselves into the ground. They might have a physical toll being taken on them because of all of the efforts that they've been putting in, all the stress that they're under, right? They've been taking a beating, and they're becoming very aware of the fact that they are taking a beating. They are also coming out of it, discovering their own strength, right? Because this flew out in the reverse. In the middle of the assault, right? The Rakshasa is literally psychologically and spiritually assaulting this person. I literally was talking about psychological warfare, right? The Rakshasa is literally throwing an assault onto the fish. And in the middle of this attack, they are waking up to their own strength. The pressure that creates the diamond, right? This is the process that they're in. They're no longer being spiritually irresponsible. They're this kind of person who is saying, you know, I deserve the respect, though. I really do. You know, like, I'm not doing it for that, but I respect this person, so why don't they respect me back? You know, it's kind of looking at it different. Instead of chasing it, they're doing this kind of compare. Well, I treat them this way, but they don't treat me this way. And I deserve to be treated the way I'm treating them, right? Like, you treat others the way that you would want to be treated. Like, it's starting to click with whoever the fish is. Now, the fish is a beautiful energy, and it's an abundant energy, right? Fish symbolically can connect to financial abundance. But the fish, the way that I've developed the archetypal energy for this deck, is about diving deep. It's willing to dive deep all the way to the bottom in order to find the buried treasure, right? Exactly. It's learning a lot about self-worth. And so this fish is diving really deep to find the treasure within the self, or the diamond, right, within the self. This is a very empathic person who was very much asleep or not awake to their actual value. Okay. This is someone who didn't quite understand energetically what they've been giving for what little to nothing they've been receiving. Okay. So what is going on in the world of the fish, the way they see it? Insight into the fish, please. And the fish could also, like I said, be very Piscean, which we have Neptune and Saturn in there right now. So that could be playing a big role in that. It could also be affecting the Saturn and Neptune placements inside your own chart if you're resonating as the fish, right? Someone who knows they deserve to be treated better than the Rakshasa is treating you, right? Someone who is just using you and sitting on your energy and not putting in the same amount of effort or dedication that you've been putting in. Insight, please, into the fish. We've got the Ace of Cups, the Moon, and the Movement of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles. We got the Ten of Pentacles, which that 10 of Diamonds came out in the charms. We've got the Sage, which is the Hierophant in this deck. Give me one more. Clarify the Movement of Pentacles. It's been a long process to get you. Yeah, Virgo energy, clarifying Virgo energy. So Virgo could definitely be significant in the charts. We've got the 5 of Swords on bottom. So you're literally at war inside your own head right now if you're resonating with the fish. Or you remember a time where you were literally at war inside your own head, right? being the diamond or being the empath and being the one who has made another their purpose, only to not have that exchange, right? Not have that reciprocated, where the Rakshasa would also be making you their purpose, right? And then we got the Heart of Cups, which is the Queen of Cups on top. And the Queen of Cups is notorious for putting people on a pedestal and not letting it go even after it's reached an expiration date. It's very scorpionic, right? Queens are fixed energy, and cups is water. So fixed water is Scorpio. Even in traditional Rider Waite, the queen is seen holding an urn and she's not letting it go, right? It's loving it even beyond death. It's loving it beyond its expiration date. It should have ended a long time ago, right? It should have never gotten to where it's gotten. Maybe y'all were friends for a while or shared a friend group, right? Mutual friends, and y'all could have, would have stayed mutual friends and never got romantically involved, right? It should have been done then. It should have never started, right? The Queen of Cups can put people on a pedestal. And this is what they're at war with inside their own mind. The fish is like, well, if I put them on a pedestal, why am I not on a pedestal? You know what I mean? They're starting to really, really think about all that they're doing, all that they're contributing energetically to the dynamic compared to what they're receiving. Is it really fair, though? And the answer is no, right? Now we have the Ace of Cups with the 10 of coin. So the universe is absolutely, yes, where the Scorpio sting comes from. Yeah, when they're done there. Oh, yeah. When a Scorpio is done, scorpionic energy, when it's done, oh, it's done. It is done. If a scorpionic energy has taken something beyond its expiration date and that fucking switch goes off, you will never switch that back on. You will never switch it back on. Absolutely not. So the universe is pulling in this Ace of Cups with the 10 of coins, which means if you are the fish energy and you either have been through this experience or you're going through it right now, the universe is overflowing to you with the Ace of Cups and giving you a living situation or something stable to move into the 3-day. Okay. You have an option. It may only be one option, but you still have the option, right? That the universe would love you, see the energy that you've poured out in your own spiritual ignorance, right? You were spiritually ignorant at the time that you got yourself involved with or entangled with this Rakshasa energy. Spirit sees the genuine value of you and does really. Safe is under that. Once you safe and financially sound is under that. Spirit respects you. We've got respect under that. And we've got marriage material. So spirit fucking knows your worth, okay? Spirit knows your worth. Spirit knows that you got yourself involved with someone trying to be an angel when you yourself needed to be your own dang angel, right? And once you realize that, Spirit gives you an earth angel, right? They allow an earth angel to be present for you so that you can leave whatever hell you've put yourself in. The healing, the deep childhood healing, because the moon came out for both of them. And we did discuss in the Rakshasa how this specific individual might get tangled up with someone like them. There's healing there, and it's Chiron. Okay. The Hierophant, which is the sage in this deck, is Chiron. It's Chiron energy. And so if we're going deep, right, if we're going really deep, again, we've got that Venus Piscean energy here. And then, of course, we've got Taurian energy, which is also Venusian, but Chiron is literally in Aries right now. This is about loving the self. This is about seeing the divine mirror. It's about going really deep and looking at that version of yourself that was a child and didn't feel good enough, felt abandoned, right? If you think about Chiron's story, the mother, right, his mother literally shunned him and left him for dead. Said, "You're ugly. You're a beast. You're not worthy of being a god. And discarded him and left him for dead. And his father, Kronos, didn't give a shit either way. Kronos just wanted to sleep with his mother. Some nymph, right? Kronos disguised himself to get with Chiron's mother. So he was literally discarded. And his whole life, he was looking for love, looking for acceptance. He's going through all this suffering and taking on all this suffering. And no one said, hey, Chiron, you don't need to suffer. Like, we don't want you to suffer. Like, you're such a good centaur. We don't want you to suffer. No one ever said it. Zeus saved his life and let him be raised by Apollo. He got to learn all of these things, right? Lots of wisdom, taught Hercules, who only ended up betraying him. Shot him with a poisoned arrow, which left him in, infinite, everlasting pain because Chiron's immortal. Zeus could have got rid of it. Zeus could have. You mean to tell me the god of the gods, who can make Chiron immortal and save his life, couldn't take the pain away from an arrow? Zeus didn't take it away. Why not? Chiron's such a good centaur. Well, then Chiron sees Prometheus getting his liver pecked out every day and said, you know what? Prometheus did a good job giving the fire to humans, even if he did steal it from the heavens. So I'm going to ask Zeus if I could take Prometheus's place on the rock and let the eagle peck my liver out instead, because I'm in pain anyway. I'm already suffering. Why don't I just suffer more? And he martyred himself and let Prometheus go. And Zeus said, fine. And you could stay on the rock and get your liver pecked out. And that was the end of Chiron's story. He's literally getting his liver pecked out every single day in excruciating pain until the end of time. And Zeus could have said, literally, it's all right, Chiron, I don't want you to suffer. You're a good centaur. You don't deserve to suffer. No one ever told Chiron that you don't deserve to suffer. So he suffered more and suffered more and suffered more, hoping that someone would say, you don't deserve to suffer. Let me love you and treat you the way you deserve to be treated. It never fucking happened. That's Chiron lessons. Chiron is in everybody's fucking chart somewhere. And so this person was working on a Chiron lesson. I'm suffering. I'm already suffering. So maybe I'll suffer a little bit more for this person. And if the Rakshasa sees that I'm suffering so much for them, maybe they'll tell me that I don't deserve to suffer and love me enough to say that I don't have to suffer anymore, and they'll take care of me the way I take care of them. How much more can I suffer for the person that I love, for the people that I love? How much more can I suffer until they literally love me enough to say, you don't need to suffer anymore. It's okay. We'll rescue you. We'll save you. You don't have to suffer anymore. And it never comes. You just suffer on top of suffer. That's Chiron. That's the Hierophant. It's why we're here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It is self-worth lessons to the fucking max. Mm-hmm. This is what the fish is realizing. They're in the deepest, darkest part of their wounds. This is the perspective of the fish, right? Insight into the perspective of the fish. They want someone to love them and give them the dream. That's what they want. They're deep, deep in the suffering of their shadow. And it's taken them a hella long time to separate themselves and protect themselves, right? The Hermit in this deck is literally a tortoise, and the owl is holding a key, and Chiron is the key. You don't deserve to suffer. You don't deserve to suffer. You know, they were saying over time, right? If we go back to the book with the beating, over time, it dissolves. The Rakshasa is literally attempting to beat the fish with so much suffering that there's nothing left. That there's nothing left. It can literally signify an attack from all sides, but can indicate the dissolution of the self mentally. The strength dissolves under the relentless attack. The Rakshasa is attempting to completely dissolve the mind of the individual whom is the fish, so that they are a slave to them forever for the rest of this life. Suffer for me. Suffer for me. Not because I love you, but because I'm fucking spiritually irresponsible and I'm lazy. I don't want to change. I don't want to grow. And if I can diminish you completely to the point that you are mindless and don't know your own value or trust yourself, that you would literally give your life to me, that would be great. Right? The Rakshasa. That would be great. Rakshasa didn't realize that they were fucking with a diamond, though. It's the hardest fucking thing on this earth. It's not going to break the diamond. It's only going to strengthen the diamond. Whoever the fish is, if they haven't left already, is coming to the realization, they're coming to the realization that they've been spiritually irresponsible and that they need to correct their mistake. 100%. 100%. So, with that, let's pull, because I doubt very highly that the Rakshasa would be guided to my channel. Let's pull a guidance card for the fish. Let's pull a guidance card for the fish. And you know what, Rakshasa and the divine mirror of things, you could take that guidance for yourself too. You're just going to have to, put in the effort to apply it. You can do it. You can do it. Okay. Sorry, I'm situating my table. It's covered in stuff. Okay. Let's see. Yo, spirit work, that is fucking intense. Soul work is intense. Healing is not child's play. It is not sunshine and rainbows. Ooh, yes, spirit. Yes. Crystal Mandala Oracle. Let's do it. That's the stick right here. Alrighty. Let's pull a guidance card. What can we take away from? Ooh, it came right out. We've got 2. Wild compassion and melt into divine desire. Ascended Master Buddha and Goddess Pele with peridot and lava stone. So if you're dealing with these energies, if you have lava stone on you, or if you have a peridot, that would be awesome. Keep them on your person. If you don't have either of those 2 stones, you can do Apache's Tears, which is like a volcanic glass, which would be great for Goddess Pele. You can do that. You could also do, what is it? Prenite, Prenite, Prenighte. It's spelled fucking weird, but you could do that in replacement of peridot as well. Right, it's another light green stone. Okay. Whew. I knew I caught that card on the bottom. This is Goddess Hecate. Oh, the crossroad of destiny. All right. We know we're at a crossroad. You know what? Rakshasa, make your choices. Make your choices. Let's see. Card is number 32 and 54. Okay. Ascended Master Buddha and Peridot. Peridot, if y'all want me to say it American as hell. All right. Really, what a pretty card. It says, we bring you the blessing of wild compassion. What if a restriction now could prepare you to receive greater freedom in the not too distant future, and to be able to appreciate, enjoy, and fully receive that freedom? What if growing pains now would strengthen you to be ready to receive a life-changing opportunity headed your way? What if rest and time to just be at this moment would help you build up your reserves of vital energy for a time in the future when you will be asked to step up, perhaps to lead, or use your energy in some way to support many? Wild compassion is at work in your life, and you can trust that it knows what you need and when, and will deliver it with unsurpassing grace. As you take this journey, you will come to realize you are not just another blob of light having a life experience in this universe, one amongst the many, not particularly known or loved or acknowledged. In fact, the universe loves and cares for you with such personal, intimate detail that your every need is anticipated and responded to with care. No matter how difficult things may seem to be at times, you will, if you keep your heart and mind open, come to realize you are always, without fail, being served by a loving divine intelligence. When wild compassion strikes, you're going to need to delve deep and tap into trust, into curiosity, and into your sense of humor. You can know that only the divine can truly put your plans into absolute disarray. And if that is happening, which it absolutely will from time to time, then there is a good, loving, and helpful reason for it. The best way to respond to wild compassion is to allow yourself to be wild too. That means not being afraid to let go of the script of your life, to think on your feet, or even better, to let your instincts move your feet and not think so much at all. To let yourself intuitively respond to life as though you were in a dance together rather than a boxing match. You don't have to duck and weave to avoid what life sends your way. You can play, engage, be curious, sometimes feel pain, but always understand that the pain, because sometimes pain is an unavoidable part of life, is part of the healing the divine is sending your way. It's not out of cruelty. Sometimes the pain of letting something go saves you from the agony of having what is not meant for you, causing you far greater suffering over the long term. Wild compassion results in utter joy. This card is about having such wild compassion for yourself that you can literally let go of the script you've been telling yourself for so long. and free yourself into something so much greater. That you could literally laugh with the universe and love and literally look back and love the suffering you went through, because it literally showed you the strength you had within you that you would have never discovered it or found it or valued it otherwise. How could you find another diamond like yourself if you didn't know you were a diamond? If you settled for a Rakshasa who's just a rock, right? No coincidences. It's just a Rakshasa. It's not a diamond. Without the Rakshasa, you would have never actually understood your worth because it was tested. And the more the Rakshasa tried to diminish that energy, the more you found strength in it. So find gratitude as you move forward, because you weren't meant to suffer. You were meant to find your worth. Compassion for yourself moving forward. It results in utter joy. Okay. Goddess Pele. Melt into divine desire. Really, if you want to be loved, if you want to be respected, if you want to have someone who reciprocates and treats you like an equal, right? Melt into that divine desire, because that is meant to happen for you. It's meant to happen for you. Obviously not with the Rakshasa, but you feel deserving of it because it is meant for you, or you wouldn't desire it like you do. Desire is divine. Okay. Goddess Pele and Lava Stone. Yeah, you were hoping for sunshine, rainbows. Me too. Me too. It's all right. That comes after the dark night. It's just not sunshine and rainbows in the middle. That's all. That's all. So, Goddess Pele and melt into divine desire. It says, we bring you the empowerment of melting into divine desire. There is a time and a place on the spiritual path for detachment. The ability to step back and perceive from a neutral perspective, which can bring great clarity. There is a time for the mind to become clear and peaceful and open to divine guidance, even if that means temporary loss for greater long-term gain. There is also a time to melt into divine desire, to allow your passion to motivate and inspire you to attain great progress on your divine life journey, where less fervent longing could not. Desire doesn't have to be a distraction from your divine path. It can be a way you discover what has meaning for you and what you feel strongly enough about to never give up on. Desire sometimes gets a bad rap in spiritual circles, or is celebrated as being something that should be pursued without restraint. The truth that will serve most spiritual aspirants best is somewhere in the middle of the two extremes. Desire doesn't need to be a distraction from your spiritual journey, nor a goal to be pursued at any cost, even to your own integrity. Desire on the spiritual path can become a way to know what is going to move and inspire you enough to see you through the challenges that arise when you want to create a contribution to the world. For example, especially in twin flame dynamics, God help us all. If you desire someone so much that you pursue it and pursue it and pursue it until the day you don't desire them anymore, you were meant to desire them until you weren't. You were meant to desire them because desiring them brought forth your actual divine desire to find your worth. You never actually desired them. Your egoic human mind thought you did. Your divine higher self, however, desired you to see your worth. And that is why you desired them so much. Until you didn't anymore. And why did you stop desiring them? Because you discovered your worth. Once the task, the divine desire, was complete, the divine desire that wanted to know your worth and value yourself, once you realized that, you realized your value and you realized your worth, you no longer desired the Rakshasa. That's why I said, someone who is elevated would never even be attracted to that energy. Never. They elevated. You desire it. Egoically, humanly desire it. Only so that the actual divine desire can be achieved. That's why, you can't continue to pursue something without any restraint. Because at some point, you're going to get the divine lesson. And you can't, just be in the other extreme, right? Where you don't want to desire anything at all, because then you won't learn anything. Yeah, it was our love. Exactly. Yeah. If you long to bring your ideas to life and be of service to the world, right, your contribution to the world, then you will continuously seek out that which you desire. And to be fair, if it wasn't for my dynamic ship with a certain individual and the fact that I did, and at one point in my life, desire it more than anything, to be with him, to be happy and live happily ever after with him, right? I definitely had found myself in the fish's position. It'll be 2 years now. It'll be about 2 years since I left. Since my fishy self had the awakening, right? And realized my worth. If it wasn't for that entire dynamic ship and the pursuit of desire, right? Human and egoic desire with that person, I wouldn't be where I am now, reading cards and mentoring people and doing what I do for others across the globe, right? I only decided to take what I had been doing from the time I was 12 years old, reading cards, from the time I was 16 years old, studying astrology. I had only decided to take it into the social media platforms after I met said person. I never put 2 and 2 together. At least I didn't for a while. But I actually came into what I really want to do. That's why, I guess at some point in this live I was talking about just loving when spirit guides me to do what it guides me to do, whenever it guides me to do it, that I love it, because, this is what I ended up really wanting more than anything else. And I didn't even realize it. So when you choose yourself and your value and you acknowledge that and you move forward, your ability to ripple and share your experience with other people, even if it's just one person in your life, to help them get through whatever situation they're in that's obviously similar, or you wouldn't be sharing that story. That healing that you went through ripples. It ripples. I might be connecting with you and having, lightning bolts kind of flare off inside your own head, and you might be connecting all kinds of dots because you're hearing me speak to you and talking about energies that I am very well aware of. And you might talk to somebody who would never ever tune into this channel, who would never, you know, consider watching tarot or astrology in a million years, right? And you connect with that person. I don't get to, but you do. You know, anytime someone heals and it ripples healing and other people can heal, and that those healed people now get to ripple to other people who are in the process of at their crossroad, deciding whether or not they're going to heal. You know, we end up choosing our strength. At some point, we end up choosing our strength. Because we showcased strength to someone who didn't think strength was possible, who didn't know that there was another option outside of submitting and enslavement. Wow, you were really strong. You left that? Yeah. Yeah, I did. It was one of the hardest things I ever did. But I did it. And I'm grateful that I did. I wouldn't change it for anything. I wouldn't take it back for $1 billion. I'm really proud of myself for the choice that I made. Yeah, I wouldn't redo that and do it differently for anything. I'm really glad I left. I'm really glad I went through it. I'm really glad that I discovered my worth. I'm really grateful for that person. I would never repeat it though. I would never repeat it though. Oh yeah. 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 Trust me, it had gotten to a point that I'll go off topic. I'll timestamp this as, you know, just me ranting from personal experience. But there was a time, like I said, I had found my love of mentoring. I had found my love of tarot. I had found my love of discussing astrology and not just having my own knowledge bank. You know, I really fell in love with helping people and being there for people as they were going through the process, as I was also going through the process. My entire, you know, quote unquote twin flame journey was aired on this channel. You know, all the different things that I was going through. And I had never, from the time I really started my channel and let it take off, I had never missed monthly zodiac reads, never. And he had me running on empty to the point that I did not have time with all of the things that he was asking of me. I did not have time to record November's readings. And I had made a promise to myself and I made a promise to my subscribers that I would have November readings out. And it was just nonstop, one thing after another, after another, after another, to where I was like, lucky I got a couple hours of sleep. Constantly on the run during the week, on the weekend, just constant. And I looked at him and I said, I need a weekend to myself so that I can catch up on my stuff. And he looked at me like, well, what do you even need to do? I was like, I need to get November readings out. Like, it's almost the end of the month. I can't not do them. I made a promise, you know what I mean? And I'm not one to break promises. My son will tell you, I've never broken a single promise I've ever made him, ever. I don't break promises. And he goes, it's not a big deal. They'll get over it. And I literally like snap looked at him. I was like, that is not the point. It is not the point. The point is I made a promise. The point is I want to do them. I want to. Why is it so hard? Why do I need to sit here and argue with you to take one weekend out of the 2-year dynamic ship that we had for just myself? Why can I not have just one weekend for myself where I'm not running with kids and running with family and driving 2 states away? Like, can I just be by myself for one weekend and do my soul work? Like, can I just do that? And the answer was no. I need you here and I need you there. And I didn't get to record November's readings. And December rolled around. And now it's the holiday and it's this birthday and that event and this weekend. And I broke up with him. on December 27th, 2021. I could not miss December 2. And after I broke up with him, I literally spent that weekend recording hindsight videos for November and December. I said, I apologize to all my subscribers. I said, I know they're late, but damn it, I promised. And I got out November readings and December readings because it was the fucking point. I don't appreciate anybody more than the people that tune in to heal themselves, to invest time in themselves, to get messages like this and become self-aware so that they feel comfortable talking to at least just one other person on their journey, even if it's a complete fucking stranger that you'll never see again on the train. To empower someone to make the best decision of their life. You know, I opened this video. I'm literally going through a Jupiter square and money houses. I'm going through Jupiter squares, Saturn squares, right? And that's in my career house with my service house. I'm going through Pisces squares and Sag squares. I have my 10th, my 9th, 10th, and my 6th house of service being squared by Saturn. My natal Saturn is squaring the current Saturn. And I've got Pluto in opposition to my Cancer moon in my 2nd house of money. I've got all kinds of challenges going on right now. And if I could fucking float and thrive and love life and be able to do giveaways and ripple to other people, if I can rise to the challenges and not be buckled down by them, well, damn it, I want other people to be in that energy state too. To where they can get hit with challenges and not be phased. To where they could be like, don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Just keep going. I straight up demonetized my own channel just so that the messages could come through without ads. And I've got beautiful Pineapple Patrons and Divine Rebel Diamond members that support me. And the messages that come through here for everybody else, that's a part of their ripple. They inspire me every fucking time to keep doing what I'm doing. Every time. I can't thank my members enough. Thank you guys. Especially some of y'all who have been with me for like 5 years. It's fucking amazing. I love and appreciate all of you so much. Yeah, he was. He was a gaslighting energy vampire. Absolutely, 100%. He was sociopathic. He was a Rakshasa in flashing bright lights. He was. And God bless him, because, you know, like, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the pressure of the darkness that he put me under. I'm so fucking grateful. I'm so grateful. He's blocked on my channel, but if he ever decides to, you know, create a false account and spy anyway, I hope the healing messages reach you and know that I'm grateful. I definitely ain't damaged. Definitely didn't leave that dynamic ship damaged. I found my dang worth. I'll take it. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. But yeah, enjoy your life. Live your best life. Don't suffer for anybody. Don't Chiron it out and suffer upon suffering and have no one ever tell you that you don't deserve to suffer. Don't put yourself in a situation, in a mindset where you could just suffer and suffer more and feel like you must deserve to suffer because no one's ending your suffering. You deserve not to suffer and you know it, so stop suffering. Stop choosing it. It continues every day because you choose it every day. If you legitimately decided in a moment that you would never turn around and never go back, that you would leave and free yourself, I promise you, you have an earth angel here who would take you in with open arms if they knew definitively that something inside you switched and you were not going to go back. and that you needed to do whatever you needed to do to get on your feet and be on your own. You will have earth angels in your path. They will help you. They are there. They are there. Yeah. Yeah. I probably will, to be fair. I just never know what Spirit's going to have me talk about when I go live. So it's, whatever Spirit would have me talk about. It's like whatever comes out. All right, y'all. I love you and appreciate all of you so much. Thank you, and Cyan, for coming in. I haven't actually seen you in the chat before, so this was a first. It was a pleasure having you. I appreciate you. And thank you for everybody else who ends up dropping likes and leaving comments and letting me know if it resonates. And, lots of love and support sent your way. The beautiful diamonds out there. Until we next meet.